Okay, I'm Beatrice's dad, Brandon Turner, and I'm just going to run through these questions that you guys gave me here. Who does your child live with? Both parents, one parent, siblings. Like she said is in the video, she lives with Beatrice lives with me and her mom and her three brothers and sisters, and we live in Clemson. Does your child appear excited to go to new places with other children? Or do they appear worried about leaving you? There's been a change actually. She used to be a lot more outgoing when she went to school last year in kindergarten. She just had 1 year of kindergarten that ended with the quarantine in March, and she hasn't really been back. And we have noticed that she seems less confident in interactions with other kids and less interested in other kids too. Does your child have any very prominent personality traits or behaviors? I mean, she's the youngest of four, so she does what she can to get attention. She's loud and laughs hard, and she's very much a kid, but I don't think she has any particular personality traits. Number four, are there any behaviors that your child possesses that mimics you, someone in your family, other people you know? Yeah, actually, she reminds me a lot. She reminds me a lot of her cousin on my family side, who's a couple years older than her and a boy. They both remind me a lot of myself, actually. Um, so just the way that she handles other people and the methods of persuasion that she uses, her personality just in general reminds me a lot of me. She also looks a lot like my family, my side of the family. Five, have you observed them mimicking behavior from any TV shows they watch or video games? Not a whole lot. The one thing I do notice is that she sometimes watches these videos on YouTube, which seem to be just videos of other people playing video games. And I assume that if you are a popular gamer on YouTube, it's because you're very loud and you yell a lot and all that kind of stuff. And she does that now, when she plays Roblox, or even when she plays with toys, she narrates in this very loud and kind of obnoxious voice. So yeah. How does your child react when they're told they can't have something that they want? Basically the same way that her siblings reacted, which is, to cry and have a fit and all that kind of stuff. Depending on how tired she is. Sometimes she gives it up willingly, and other times she has to be convinced. What about when they do get something they want? She's happy, and she's very clear about the fact that she's happy. It's almost the same as when she's unhappy. Are there any specific incentives you use when trying to get your child to behave a certain way or do something? Yes. For Beatrice, I mean, different kids, again, she's the youngest of four, so we've been down this road a number of times. Different kids are motivated in different ways. One of her siblings, for example, doesn't really respond to incentives, but does respond to punishments. Beatrice is less incentive driven than she is punishment driven. So the prospect of losing screen time, for example, is a big one for her. The only other thing that can really get her motivated is candy, is particular treat that she likes. So she's motivated by basically screen time and treats. What do they do more than anything with their free time? I mean, when she has structured screen time every day, and of course, screen time is what she likes the most, which is, again, that's gotten worse just because we can't see anyone because of quarantine and everything. So the screen time has been a little bit more intense since the um, pandemic started. Otherwise, I mean, before everything, she had friends in the neighborhood that she liked to play with, and they played all kinds of games outside and that kind of thing. How have you conveyed to them the current situation of the pandemic, and how have they adjusted, changed? I mean, we've been in lockdown, since last March, so going on 10 months now, and she hasn't been in school since then. So, I mean, that has been a big adjustment. It's been a big adjustment not seeing friends, not seeing family. She hasn't seen her grandparents in a year, so these have all been big adjustments. In terms of the day to day adjustments, I'm homeschooling her now, so that's a big adjustment for her. So yeah, we try to keep more of a schedule than we otherwise would on the weekends, for example, just to make sure that the days themselves are structured. But mostly when it comes to the pandemic, we're just honest. I mean, she's 6, so Um, I mean, in my experience, little kids don't get that scared about this kind of stuff. I mean, you can only really get scared about what you can comprehend. So if you tell a little kid that there's a disease that's killing a lot of people, they can only register that in a certain way. So we haven't really shielded her from what's going on or anything like that. All right, I think that's it. So I'll upload both of these to YouTube, and if you have any questions, you can just email me.